Well, hello and welcome back to the tower. So yes, I am a little late with the stream. I had to get started on the tournament because that's just how life is sometimes. You don't always get what you want. But, you know, we're here. We're getting ready. Oops, I don't have that set up yet. Yep, sometimes things just happen, not in the order that you want them to happen, but that's okay. A lot of my struggles are just with, I have to start right after the tournament, right after work. Hey, Sar, how you doing? But that's okay. We skipped the boring part of the tournament, which is waiting for me to finish up my skips, which is really just my health skip now. And now we're at the exciting part where you wait for me to die. I figure that's way more exciting than doing the other thing. Hey, Christian. I just didn't have much to eat yesterday, guys, so I decided to have actually have dinner today. Hey, Glenn. Hey, Sar. Hey, Christian. Hey, Getodecto. How are you guys doing? Yeah, I was a little late. But, I wanted to get something to eat. I was starving. And if I waited until after, the place would have been closed. So I was like, I want food. Hey, Ned, how you doing? The duality of man. Did you get to go to the spear, Ned? Oh, Ghetto, are you in the Discord? Because I let everybody know in the Discord at like right a little after 7 that I was going to have to do something before I streamed, which was eat. I had to eat. Did you go to the Spear in Vegas? The Spear, the LED dome thing? Hey, Brad, how you doing? Oh, okay, Ghetto. Gotcha. Oh, geez, you got the flu? That's terrible. All that planning just down the drain. We had a whole itinerary planned out for you. I'm doing all right. As you may or may not know, it's Wednesday, and we just had the big patch in World of Warcraft, which is it's 6 days until season 1 officially ends. So there's a couple things I'm trying to do with Maria to try and finish the season up. Damn, that's really unfortunate, Ed. Hey, Nevis, how you doing? Oh, congrats on getting in the top 4. Yes, I had to finish up some things. So we have done everything. Like Maria got KSM, I got all my portals, and now the only thing we need to do is finish up the delves, and I need to finish up trying to see if I can kill Zek. So that's like or Zev or no, it's Zek, whatever his name is. I have to try and see if I can kill him. And if we achieve all those goals, we've done it. And if you're wondering why I waited until the end of the season, well, I didn't wait till the end of the season. Blizzard released Siren Isle, and then I had to wait for Siren Isle to be complete to have the maximum. Oh, congrats, Ned. Hey, yeah, that's great. I'll actually be kind of happy when I get all this done, because then I can relax, you know, until April. Oh yeah, I gotta get thank you for reminding me. I knew I forgot something. It doesn't, like, the thing is, the way this works, oh, I didn't even set this up either. The way this works with YouTube is, like, it could be so much better. There we go. Thank you, Sar, for reminding me. Yeah, you could. Now you can't. Yeah, I'm kind of. I wish I could say I was surprised, but like I said, I'm not that surprised that we're going to be waiting until March. It's going to be March, which is. March is in 2 days. Can you believe it that March is going to be in 2 days? Well, I guess more accurately, like, under 48 hours. Yeah, well, what happened, Christian, is, like, when I started Package Mastery, like, the game crashed on me. And then it crashed on me again, and it kept crashing, and I restarted the emulator, and then I finally got it working again. Well, the first time it crashed, I didn't restart the emulator, and that was my mistake. I just restarted the game. Oh, here we go. Oh, let me wait until this all bleeds out. I guess I don't really need to wait for that. Oh, Ampy's going to be starting level 17 here in a second. Good job, Ampy. And yeah, we're working on our canon bands. Hey, Matthew. How you doing? Oh, congrats, Christian. And so anyways, that was happening. And then we finally, so basically when that happened, it put me in the hole. And I've been trying to dig myself, well, let me rewind it a little bit, Christian. Do you remember how I started Package Mastery, Christian? Super Tower Ned. So when I started Package Mastery, I started it by, what was the one I did before this? Enemy Balance. Enemy Balance was like level 8. And so what I did was I basically rolled my modules back to get the coins out of my modules. Then once I had rolled my modules back, I used those coins to speed up rank 8 or level 8 and 9 of Enemy Balance. And then I started Package Mastery. So from the start of Package Mastery, I had to dig myself out of that hole, and that hole was like quadrillion. So I was already in the hole. And then, like, what happened when I was at, like, Package Mastery 3 or 4, like, the game crashed. I didn't notice it. I started it back up. I didn't notice that it crashed immediately later. And I was like, great. And then I restarted the emulator. The game crashed on me again later, you know, just when I was sleeping. And then I restarted the emulator a third time, and then it crashed one more time, and it's been behaving since. So I hope we just, you know, keep working. Hey, Colin, how you doing? No. You can never have too much. This is functionally a game about numbers, so the numbers are always going to get bigger. Anyways, that's what happened. But now it's actually been like this last, I want to say it's been the last week the game has been behaving itself. So that's why I finally started to catch up. But again, I'm not really caught up because this 11 quintillion is about to go voop, because I'm just about to start package mastery. Ghetto's here. He told me he didn't have Discord because I invited him to the Discord because I said, oh, I let you guys know in Discord that I was going to be late for the stream. I just wanted to get something to eat. I was so hungry, man. I think it's because yesterday I only had lunch and I didn't have anything else. And why that happened, I don't know. It just happened, okay? Wow, 6. I need to update mine. I'll update it. I guess I could update it after the run. Because we have that tracker. Well, it's more like a thread in Discord where we post. Well, somebody's going to have to post ghettos for him because he's not in Discord. How can we conduct the race without, taking snapshots of everybody's progress? Well, it kind of becomes very incremental. There was a time when it really felt incremental to me too. Yeah, we have a whole thread because the thing is, if we post it in the thread, it kind of like self-documents our progress. You know what I mean? And then somebody can make a graph out of it. Yeah. So needless to say, it's been a busy week. But the good news is next week should not be that busy. Next week, things should finally calm down. Well, next week on Tuesday. And yeah, basically Golden Tower Plus is what sent me from like 200 trillion a run to 1. I think I get about 1.2 to 1.4. But enemy balance mastery actually knocked me back a little bit. My record being 1.78. Wow, 42 trillion. That's a lot of damage. How do you have so much damage? I'm not even at 1 trillion. I am at Bill. So this is my friend Bill. I cannot wait until I get my specs. Yeah, I know. I need to get DM plus and damage plus. So we're saving up for DM plus because I think DM plus is the better one and it's also more expensive. But you guys are sure I'm not going to want to use my demon mode on death thing when I got DM plus? Because I feel like I'm going to miss that. Maybe I won't. Maybe you're right. I won't miss it. You hit 2 quadrillion? Wait, that was a Viking funeral, right? Alright, you know what? We're going to switch to this. Oh, sorry, you could have some super secret damage from somewhere that I don't know about. And that doesn't even count your Spotlight Plus, right? So that is one of the questions. Am I going to go Spotlight Plus? Or am I going to go Chrono Field Plus? All right, well, you know what? Let's wait. I need to get DM done. Well, it looks like the beta test is over, guys, because you noticed last tournament they were all on the top again. So they must have done the beta test and decided it's not ready yet. What is your black hole cooldown at, Ralph? I'm sorry, Brad. I read your last name. I'm sorry. So you already got your black hole down to 50 seconds? Okay, if you already have your black hole down to 50 seconds, then yeah, I would just say keep working on your Golden Tower and Death Wave cooldown. That's my opinion. Okay, so SAR is locked in, waiting for the update. Wow, 35 quadrillion. Ghetto, that's like a month for me. Hey, Andre, how you doing? I'm doing great. We're here. We're having a blast. We're blasting squares. We're punishing elites. What more could I want out of life? Well, I guess Maria could be here in the stream with me, but I think she's asleep. Yeah, Maria's asleep. Wow, Christian's up to 23 quadrillion? Wait, Ghetto, you can go to wave 4,000 on tier 14? Holy. I'm kind of wondering how much intro sprint mastery would change things for me. Hey, Andre, we all started somewhere. I had my first video where I was farming on tier 1. It's just that first video was 2.5 years ago. Oh, man. I keep forgetting, Ghetto, that you don't have MVN. That, like, breaks my heart. Yeah, we all started somewhere, you know? Yeah, Nick wanted me to farm tier 1. I don't know why. And I had to be like, Nick, no. Just no. It's a waste of my time. It doesn't matter if I get to wave 20,000. It's a waste. Wow, you got a perfect... oh, whoops. Oh, whoops. That was... I need to adjust my timer. I forgot. That was actually a pretty big difference, wasn't it? Yeah, 15 minutes. Yeah, let me reset my timers here. Yes, just remember, comparison is the thief of joy. If you're going to compare yourself to other people, you'll always lose, because there's always somebody bigger, stronger, harder, faster than you. That's what Daft Punk taught me. Oh, are you locked into first, Christian? And you're like, yeah, I'm just done. Just donezo. Okay, let me make sure I got my timer set correctly. Yeah, I actually screwed up my research timers because I accidentally did one timer for an hour. And I was like, great. Now everything is skewed. The world is raining cats and dogs. Everything's just wrong. Are you serious, Ned? Because, okay, look, Ned, I've been trying to find that out forever. Because I watched that guy, Doug, the guy with all the cars on YouTube. And that's what he was saying, too. That no girl notices a Ferrari. So I asked a guy at work who's really into cars. And I'm like, you know, I was like, dude, do women ever comment on, he has like a super nice Corvette. Do women ever comment on a Corvette? Because, like, I heard that nice cars only attract other guys that want to talk about cars. And he didn't really answer me. So, all that stuff on YouTube's stage. And I'm like, well, do girls comment on your car? I don't have a car. I don't have a car. It started as an experiment. Mostly because I hate driving. I absolutely cannot stand driving. Driving, at least like commuting driving, is the most irritating, annoying, obnoxious thing to me on the planet. I would rather walk somewhere than drive. I cannot stand driving. Also, one of my friends said, be the change you want to see in the world. And the change that I hate in the world is having to own a car. You know what, Matthew? When I got rid of I had a truck. When I got rid of my truck, no, sorry, I get to walk, we have a shoulder on the road, you know, where the cars go when they get into an accident. That's where I walk. Literally, if you watch there's a video from Not Just Bikes, and he talks about stroads, and all the roads around me are stroads, and I literally walk in the shoulder. I used to walk in the shoulder to work, and just thank God I can work remote now. Bike lane? We don't have a bike lane. We have a shoulder. And the crazy part about the shoulder is sometimes it turns into a third lane on the street. Wow, you had a DeLorean. Yeah, DeLorean is awesome. You had like the Back to the Future car. But anyways, my first experiment was, it was basically that, Matthew. What I did was, I computed a budget of how much owning a car would cost, right? And I went to Kelly Blue Book, and I went and looked at the cheapest car they had, which at the time was a Chevy Spark. And I said, okay, what is the TCO per month of the Chevy Spark? And it was $420. And I said, okay. I really just, like, I can't describe to you how much I hate driving. I don't have the words for it, because everybody's always shocked, like, I don't have a car. And, like, guys, I'm like, guys, I cannot tell you how much I absolutely hate driving. Wow, you had an H1? A PCO? No, TCO, total cost of ownership. It's like when you go to buy a car, you look up the TCO, and they take like they do like the insurance you're gonna have to pay, how much gas you're gonna have to do, how much you drive, and all this. And I hated driving so much that even when I owned my car, I drove 1,500 miles a year, because I would basically move right next to my job and drive back and forth to work. Because I just hated losing time to commuting. The Dodge what? The Dodge what? So anyways, I got my budget of $420. And I said, okay, well, let me try using Uber, and let's compare, right? My most expensive month with Uber was $250, and that was it. And I'll tell you, when you have to pay for each ride individually, you know what you really do? You don't go anywhere. I didn't drive when I had my car because I hated driving. I'm looking it up. Oh, that is really a pickup truck. Okay, I thought you were trolling me. The Cummins turbo diesel L6 engine. Okay. I walk to the grocery store and walk home. I live... So when I moved, because I got a new job... I basically looked and I moved. I live right next to a Costco, and I live down the street from a grocery store. So if I ever buy a lot of groceries, the shopping cart just follows me home, and I take it back the next time I go. I usually don't buy that much groceries though. Usually I just buy what I can carry. It's also probably why I always talk about going out to eat places and stuff like that, because like I live by the Costco, so I live by Publix, right? So like I live by both those places, and either I go to Publix and I have some chicken and I eat it there, or I go to Costco, get a hot dog and eat it there. I borrow it. Honestly, dude, like Ned, I used to live in an apartment complex right next to a grocery store. And they literally would have a place in the apartment complex for you to leave the shopping carts, because everybody would go right next door to it was like right next door to like a mall. And everybody would just go to the store and then take it home. And also what I try to do is anything heavy, I pay and have it delivered. So like anything heavy, like for example, I use a lot of vinegar with my laundry. So anything like vinegar, I will order online and just have it delivered. So I don't have to lug it all the way home. Honestly, when I lived with my friends, they thought I was agoraphobic because I ordered everything online. And I tried to explain to them, as soon as you go to the store, you lose. And they didn't understand that, but what I meant was... that's new. My public transportation is the Shoelace Express, Andre. I just walk everywhere. If I really need to go somewhere, I take Uber. Uber is my public transportation. Yeah, a lot of people do. Unfortunately, like when I started this experiment, Uber was so affordable. So you can use vinegar as a substitute for a fabric softener. So you put some vinegar in there and it's effectively a substitute for fabric softener. It's also a disinfectant and it kills like 99 point something percent of germs. The only difference between vinegar and bleach is that bleach will also kill mold and vinegar doesn't kill mold. I forget where I learned that. I learned that basically like fabric softener is a racket and you can just use vinegar. And no, your clothes don't smell like vinegar or anything like that. By the time you wash them, rinse them, and dry them, there's no trace of vinegar on it. I use vinegar and baking soda when I wash my clothes with laundry detergent. And I've always done that. Basically what happened is, and I don't know how I found this because I don't really clean. Yeah, there went my coins. I stumbled on an article on how to clean your washer and dryer. And they said in the washer, well, what you got to do is put some baking soda and vinegar and just run the washer. And I did more research on that, and they're like, oh, vinegar is basically a fabric softener. You can use vinegar as a fabric softener, and it's so much cheaper than the fabric softener, and it doubles as a disinfectant. And so ever since I learned that, I've been washing my clothes with baking soda and vinegar. And I still use laundry detergent, but I use those too. For me to make it work, Andre, too, I had to move close to where I work, which really I didn't mind because, like I said, I hated driving anyways. Like, I just hated driving so much. But yeah, this like my no car experiment would not have been practical before Uber. Like there would have been no way I could do it because if I ever needed to go somewhere, there's no public transportation. I would be basically stranded. You would basically have to have a car. But because Uber and Lyft existed, I was able to use them. And that was and so like I started that experiment and it's like I kind of tell everybody I can always go and buy a car, right? You can always go and buy a car. But the problem is once you own a car, it's really hard to get out of a car without losing a significant amount of money. Joshua, do you have 120 FPS checked on both the version of the game on your phone and on your iPad? But most likely, it's just that your iPad can run the game faster, so if it runs the game faster, it spawns more enemies because it generates more frames, and a lot of the logic of the game is done on frame gen and not like behind the scenes. So you're probably just getting more frames on your M2 11-inch iPad, which makes sense. It's probably more powerful than your phone. And therefore, because you're getting those extra frames, you're able to run the game faster, which spawns the mods quicker. So maybe one day I'll own a car again. Maybe I won't. I don't know. I'll say this. I haven't been irritated enough to want to get a car again. Yeah, in college I didn't drive. And part of it too was in college I didn't drive. I walked everywhere. Because when I sat down and looked at how expensive car insurance was, and that I'd have to get a job to cover gas and car insurance and other maintenance, I was like, if I can just not do this, just not have a car, and just be willing to walk places, I'll save so much money and I won't have to have a job. And that's what I did. So, like, when I was working, like, once I got rid of my car and I was working, I would walk home from work. It was about 2 miles. I would take Uber to work in the morning because I can't be late to work, right? But there's no time, like, if I got home, like, 15 minutes later or whatever, it didn't matter, right? So I would walk home. And it just reminded me of being in school. It was so weird because it was such a throwback to me being in high school and college when I would walk everywhere. Like, there was a time in my life where I would walk 4 miles one way to the 7-Eleven, buy a Big Gulp, walk 4 miles home with the Big Gulp, and have the whole thing drunk by the time I got home. And I never complained about that because I knew how much money I was saving by not having a car. It was never even a point of contention for me to be upset about. Because I was just like, you know what? I don't have to worry about a car. This is the best thing ever. And I think because I had that mentality of just hating driving so much, and I also love being a passenger. That's just where I ended up. I'm not really surprised by it. And like I said, once I got rid of the car and I had to pay for every trip, it really motivated me to just not go anywhere. Like, I don't go to the movies anymore. It's not too bad when you get the automation, but if you don't have the automation, what you have to do, Ned, is go to the highest tier you can do, put your wave skip card on, wave skip, and then at the end of the wave skip, pop nuke, then retry, and do it again. Maybe the highest tier might not be right, but just get to a tier where you get lots of enemies that you aren't killing them. So you might have to do some other things like unequip your damage card and stuff like that. It's actually not that terrible. And to me, it wasn't even about economics as much as, like, I just legitimately hate driving. Like, I cannot describe to you how much I hate. And maybe it's because I've always just had this thing about the cost. And the thing is, Glenn, I walked everywhere my entire life, right? Because I didn't have anywhere to go. You know, I mean, I had, like, I would go to school. My mom would drop me off at school in the morning, and then I would walk home from school. Oh, thank you, Sar. Please like the stream. And so just walking places is just like such a throwback to how I grew up, you know? I didn't ever not walk somewhere. Now, granted, I didn't always, like, and one of the things that happened too is, like, there became a point in my life where everybody I knew had a car, and I didn't have a car. I was the only guy that didn't drive. So I was just the passenger. And I was very fortunate that where I lived... Oh, demon mode popped. Oh, okay, that was sudden. I was not expecting that. Well, we're 6th place. That's about what the prediction was. Well, that was a surprise. Well, let me get this set back up. I mean, I got 6, which is where I predicted I would be, so I'm happy with that. But I do realize, because I've had a lot of people ask me, like, how do you survive? Like, what if you wanted to go do something on the weekend? And I just kind of laugh at that because I am not that spontaneous of a person. And also, like, if I was I did one road trip in my life. I drove from where I lived to North Carolina to see somebody. And after I did that one road trip, I realized, why did I do this? Road trips only make sense when you have more than one person. Like, if I got one speeding ticket or one ticket or even pulled over for something dumb during that entire trip, it would have been less expensive to fly. So the next time I flew, and it was about the same as how much I spent on gas. I took the train down to Miami once. That was an experience. I was on the train, and I guess they don't do a good job of cleaning up the train tracks around here, because my train caught on fire. And literally, my train was on fire. My labs currently are Fast Enemy Speed, Recovery Package Mastery Level 8, Cannon Effect Bands, Damage per Meter Level 90, and Ampy Duration Level 17, almost 18. If you're wondering what I have scheduled for research, I have everything favorited now. So the next thing I'm going to do is probably landmine damage. And the next thing is, after that's probably module coin cost. And then probably recharge a missile barrage in there somewhere. And we'll see where it goes from here. I mean, it's nice that you have unlimited gas. I just, like, gas was not the limiter for me. I just, like I said, I also don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy driving in traffic. I enjoy driving when nobody else is driving. The problem is, whenever I needed to go somewhere, everybody else was out doing stuff too. So I was always in traffic, and traffic to me was so annoying. I can't tell you how much I disdain just driving with other people. Like, driving on the open road, like, is a lot of fun. Driving with other people, to me, is miserable. Oh, I see what you're saying. But what about your time, Ned? Because that was the other thing, too. Like, for me, driving, even if we take gas out of the equation, right? Just the wear and tear on my car was more expensive than the tickets, you know? If I remember. I don't know how to compute that math, because the IRS is like 58 cents a mile. I don't know how much of that 58 cents is for gas or not. But it depends, too. As soon as you have, like, another person, like, I've always done everything in my life by myself. I've never had somebody else really to do things with. Oh, it's a company car. Okay. Makes more sense. As soon as you have, like, a second person, then it becomes more of a question whether or not to fly or to drive. And if you have, like, 4 people, then it really is a lot more effective to drive. And if everybody can drive, then you can take shifts. It's a submodule, Shadowbow. There is a submodule. It's on my gun. And it is right here, and it is 5 attack speed. The Autobahn is interesting. I've never driven on it, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. I don't know if I can drive in Europe. Honestly, I have to see if my license is still valid. I don't know if I need to renew it. No, I need to renew it next year. Yeah, it has to be nobody on the road when you're going that fast. And I don't know how much of the road you're going to have with nobody on it while you're driving that fast. Really? Yeah, that's one thing. And so the other thing was, the other thing too was, at least for me, a lot of my trips are really short trips. So like, for example, I used to live a mile away from the gym. Okay. And again, I didn't have a car at this time to compare how long it took me to get to the gym. But I assume that because I was in the city and there was traffic and all that, that it took me about 15 minutes to walk to the gym at a relaxed pace. I could get to the gym in about 9 minutes if I ran. But I didn't try. I usually avoided running to the gym because if I ran to the gym, then I would be winded and I'd have to rest before I could go work out. I wouldn't be super winded, but it was enough. I was winded enough that it affected my workout, especially when it was a day when I was supposed to lift. But I would walk to the gym and it would take me 15 minutes. And I theorized that just getting out, fighting traffic, and again, I didn't have a car where I could really test this theory out, but just getting there and fighting traffic would not save me that much time. All right, Ned, thank you for stopping by. But those were all the computations I used to make all the time. And like I said, I would just move close to work so I wouldn't have to deal with it. Yeah, it is late. I'm probably going to wind this down in a minute, too. I just want to get the farm going. Oh, wait, I forgot to do this. Well, now it's doing it. But yeah, let's call it. Sorry I was kind of late today, but, you know, it is what it is. I want to get something to eat. But once again, as always, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to support the channel. And if you have any questions, feel free to say something in the comments. I do always look forward to your questions. And as always, thank you again. And I hope you have a great day. Oh, sorry, I had no idea. So if you go over 80, wow, that's one way to control people from speeding. Good night, everybody. Sorry this was a short one, but, you know, it's been kind of crazy. But we'll do this again on Saturday, and Saturday will be a normal, longer one. It helps. Saturday will be easy. But I'll see you guys next time.